Perfect circles? Eating of elephants? Hitchhiker's Guide references? Not a new Tool album? I'm here to review the latest album from A Perfect Circle, Eat the Elephant. And thanks once again to Amazon Multinational Procurement of Goods Emporium and fucking up my order. I don't have a CD to be able to do a proper intro. So here is a JPEG. Now, before I get started with this review, I just want to ask something. What kind of a world do we live in when Sleep, the seminal stoner doom metal band, releases a brand new album and I don't know about it? They released an album yesterday, I only just found out about it. And more importantly, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't any of you let me know? How dare you? How dare you? I'm going to take a listen to the album now, and you can think about what you've done. Unbelievable. You don't get to listen. Marijuana. Weed. Ooh, Sonic Titan. I forgive you. So, Eat the Elephant, the fourth studio album from A Perfect Circle and their first since 2004's covers album, Emotive. I've seen some lukewarm reviews for this album so far, but I think a lot of that's in comparison to previous albums and expecting a certain something. Even though I'm a huge Tool fan, I never really got into A Perfect Circle, I never really gave him a chance. So I have the advantage of not comparing this to previous Perfect Circle albums. The band was formed in 1999 by guitarist Billy Howerdel and James Keenan. Howerdel actually explained in a recent interview with Metal Hammer that he scored his first film a couple of years back, and that actually had a profound effect on the direction of this particular album. Still can't believe you didn't tell me about the Sleep album. I have to say that on first listen, other than a couple of songs, I was a little bit underwhelmed by this album. But as is often the case, anyone who's watched a few of my videos will know where I'm going with this. After a few listens, this really starts to worm its way into your head. There's actually a lot of great stuff on this album. Very emotive, very meditative. A lot of people have described it as, which I can see totally. I think there's a lot more going on in this album that can easily be missed if you just dismiss it after one listen and think, it really does amaze me in this day and age of vlogging and YouTube, how so many people seem genuinely astonished when they see someone with a camera in their face. Like, what? Is anyone else seeing this? My God! Track 1, Eat the Elephant, title track itself, starts out with a kind of jazzy drum intro before going into some lower register piano work. Keenan's vocals especially are very reserved and meditative, as I explained earlier on, but it fits the music very well. Just take the step, just take the swing, just take the bite, just go all in. Keenan's vocals are not as in your face in any part of this album as they have been on especially Tool, for sure. But I don't have any problem with him. He can certainly sing, he can certainly hold a note, and the phrasing that he chooses for his lyrics is quite often just that little bit different to the way a lot of people do them. There's still a uniqueness to the way this guy does things. Fantastic. Track 2, Disillusioned. Disillusion. We've been overrun by our animal desire. Addicts of the immediate keep us obedient and unaware, feeding this mutation, this Pavlovian despair. Again, Keenan's vocals are very reserved on this one. Track number 3 is The Contrarian. Within everyone, a scale, a voice, everyone but him. Core is black as pitch, soul is out of tune, advocate of none, beware, belie his smile, will cost you everything, cloak and masquerades, contempt for everyone, hello, hello, he lied. Yeah, I don't know if this is anything to do with Donald Trump, maybe. I thought there was a point in this song where it was really building, and I thought it was going to erupt, and it didn't quite get there. But I don't know, there's something to be said for that sort of dynamic building that doesn't necessarily pay off in a way. It still adds a tension there. It still adds something. Track 4 is The Doomed. This was the first single to be released. Chances are a lot of you might have heard this one already. Really good song, this one. Really enjoyed this one. Ends with the line, fuck the doomed, you're on your own. There's a bit more drive and attitude to this in both the music and Keenan's vocal delivery. This is the one that's probably a bit more reminiscent of some of the stuff he's done with Tool, some of his older stuff. There is colour in the bushes. Be this the spring. I thought Jeff Friedel and Matt McJunkins locked in really well with each other on this song, on drums and bass respectively, and Friedel particularly doing some pretty decent drum fills that added some nice textures, I thought, to the song. And the word was death, and the word was without light, the new beatitude. Beatitude being stuff that's like with Jesus and sermons and shit. Up next is track 5, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. Now the obvious thing is that this is a reference to Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Though I have it on good authority, thanks Chris, that this was actually a reference to David Bowie dying, and how him dying was just leaving such a void. It was almost like losing a species. I added that last bit, Chris. Now Willy Wonka, Major Tom, Ali and Leia have moved on. Signal the final curtain call in all its atomic pageantry. Great lyrics on this one. It's got a kind of a weird, it's almost got like a pop cadence to it. There's such a happy, upbeat vibe to this tune, but there's some really messed up lyrics on this one. Again, Keenan's lyrics, his vocals, really great on this album. Track number 6, and one of the standouts for me, Talk Talk. This one has some real attitude on it, with the whole band kicking in for the chorus. Kind of everyone steps up a bit. There's some real drive and attitude on this one. Try walking like Jesus, sit and talk like Jesus. Talk Talk, there are probably people watching me. Track number 7, By and Down the River. This had a real Cure vibe to it, I thought, with the addition of some strings, which is always atmospheric. Finally, there's a more aggressive driving pace to this song, and there's some quite nice lead guitar work as well, actually. Just some nice lead guitar lines, I thought. Searching your eyes for a hint or trace of it, searching your eyes for humility, searching your eyes for a hint or a trace, I'm still searching. I passed my drone test today. Track 8, Delicious. I saw one particular review that was quite scathing of this song, and I don't really understand why. I don't see anything particularly bad about this song. I don't see anything bad about this song at all. Yeah, it's got some really nice overdriven chords. Not really amped up, but just kind of that sort of vintage overdrive when I hadn't quite worked out how to do the metal shit. And I really enjoyed Maynard's vocals on this one. And it also there was a lead section, kind of lead guitar section at the end, that reminded me a little bit of Kenny Hickey from Typo Negative, or maybe just the use of the same effects. Track 9 is DLB. This is a 2-minute piano-driven instrumental piece that certainly conjures up some emotion all of its own. Very nice little addition, I thought. Track number 10 is Hourglass. This had a bit more of a dance club sound. Is that what the kids call it nowadays? And there were a lot of effects used on Maynard's vocals to great effect. Aristocrat breaks down to, Democrat breaks down to, Oligarch breaks down to, Republicrat breaks down to, no hope left in the hourglass. I got no idea what that means. Track 11 is Feathers, and I haven't actually written anything down for this one, and I don't have the album with me, so how am I gonna fill space for this one? Are you aware that pigs apparently can't look up? So if you were to go overhead, say in a hot air balloon or a helicopter, should you have access to such a thing, they'd panic. It's the fact. Final song of the album is Get the Lead Out. I really enjoyed this one. Had kind of a more industrial hip hop drum beat to it, I thought. Quite heavily processed and produced. Some more, or at least what sounds to me like some Cure inspired guitar lines and some plucked strings, which added a nice bit of depth to it, I thought. There was some interesting cadence to the vocal passages on this one, and it had a real nice atmosphere and depth to it that I really enjoyed. I thought this was a great song to end the album on. Chit chat, I ain't got time for that. We got places to be, we got mountains to climb. Shape the rainbow with me, owe me so much time. Get the lead out, suck it up buttercup, there's a bee. So that incredibly unconcise and drivel filled episode was supposedly my review of Eat the Elephant. Did I do it? Probably not. Overall, I enjoyed this album very much. As I said at the beginning, it took a few listens to get into, but I still think it's very worthwhile your time to invest in it. On first listen, you could be forgiven for thinking there's not much to this album, but you'd be wrong. There's actually a lot of depth to this album. The lyrics are great. Maynard really stands out on this album. He's all over it. I just need this bit here to cover a mistake I've just done. I found this to be a real headphone album, one you have to really kind of immerse yourself in. If you're expecting to listen to this and get amped and get your blood moving, probably not. This is one of those albums I think you have to let envelop you. You have to kind of go into it, and there's a lot to get out of it. Very good, very well done. Nicely produced, I felt. Words are often used while talking. It's a form of communication. But yes, that was Eat the Elephant. Check that one out. What is this grey twat going to talk about next? Very soon I'm going to have my review of the new Tesseract album, Sonder. I've got the Melvins album to do a review of, and I've got now Sleep's latest, which I haven't even had a chance to listen to yet. So three new reviews still to come out, and I want to do more this week. Subscribe to my channel, why not? You don't have to watch them if you don't want to. Like, subscribe, share, comment, notify.